three, funky.
Je m'appelle. Pelle.
Great. Okay, faster. Je m'appelle. Je m'appelle.
Me poupou.
I was today years old when I realized the lid on the Tic Tac cap is so you could take them out and eat them individually. Did you know that Tic Tacs claim to be sugar-free? Meanwhile, they're 94% sugar? This is because Tic Tacs are less than half a gram. Mind-blowing movie facts, Up Edition. The house from Up had 10,286 balloons attached to it to make it fly. The house is actually based on a true story. Companies were offering millions of dollars for this house to an old lady in Seattle, but she refused, so I had to build around it. When Carl's house starts ascending, you can see a Lotso bear from Toy Story 3 in this girl's room. Producers actually brought live ostriches to the studio to model how Kevin should walk and act during the movie.
Why do all dads wake up like this?
That.
Did you know that Saturn and Jupiter can rain diamonds? This is due to large amounts of carbon in the atmosphere, which is hardened due to high temperatures and pressure. Gigantic lightning storms on these planets turn methane into soot. The soot then hardens into diamonds when it falls down onto the planet. The biggest diamonds could be up to 2 centimeters wide, which could be worth up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. What would be the first thing you do if it started raining diamonds on Earth? I was today years old when I realized I could lock my notes to prevent my parents or other people from seeing them. Just make sure to click the button in the top right corner and then lock your note right here. Now your notes are protected. I was today years old when I realized that the number on the movie theater screen actually represents how many screens are in that movie theater. If you see Regal Cinemas 18, that means there's 18 viewing rooms or 18 screens. Can our pet dogs dream in color? Or could they only dream in black and white? When Thanos snapped his finger, some dad probably went to get milk and never came home. When a pregnant woman swims, does that make her a submarine and the baby a passenger?
Stick the kettle on, get a plastic bag, put some cold water in it, put your boiling water in from your kettle, grab your bag, make sure it's not leaking, and run to your frozen car. Stick it straight onto the glass, and like magic, it's defrosting.
How old were you when you realized that Hercules and Ariel are actually cousins because their parents, Zeus and Poseidon, are actually brothers? Does that mean The Little Mermaid and Hercules are in the same Disney universe? 2020 is the best year for sea turtles. These sea turtles are thriving in 2020 due to the coronavirus lockdown and a decrease in beachgoers. This has resulted in less human interference and fewer disturbances on their nesting grounds. The amount of hatched baby sea turtles has almost doubled this year, and life is really picking up for these guys. Ocean pollution, including straws and other plastics, has also greatly decreased due to a lack in tourism. It seems that as humans have a smaller impact on our planet, animals like sea turtles are having the time of their lives. How old were you when you realized that keys use a combination of springs and pins to unlock doors? Once the key enters the hole, it'll push up the pins and align the springs, and then you can unlock your door. Did you ever wonder what happens when lava meets ice? The lava doesn't actually go straight through the ice. First, the lava begins to bubble and then hardens on top of the ice. The lava is so hot that when it's poured onto the ice, it turns straight into steam. The steam needs to escape, so it bubbles out of the lava and into the air. The formation of the steam helps the lava to flow because it acts as a blanket between the lava and the ice. Due to this, the lava is allowed to float on top of the ice without ever touching it. You know that a shrimp's heart is actually located inside their head? Snails can sleep up to 3 years straight. Imagine you're just sleeping, wake up 3 years later. That's a good nap. A rhino's horn is made entirely of hair. Its hair is believed to have special curing properties for medicine, and that's why they're poached. If you ever want to hypnotize a frog, just tilt it on its back and then gently rub its stomach. This will completely hypnotize the frog, but if you want to reverse it, just flip it back on its stomach and it'll be fine again. Do you remember when Remy made the ratatouille for Anton Ego? Well, the ratatouille brought Ego back to his childhood. Do you ever wonder why that happened though? This is because Remy actually grew up cooking in Ego's mom's house. In the beginning of the movie, we could see the old woman's house when she tried to catch Remy. Well, this house is almost identical to the one in Ego's flashback. Here you can see the sink, the window, and the fruit bowl are all in the exact same locations. Who would have guessed that Remy and Ego are actually closer than we ever thought? Perfectly timed photos, part 1. Do you remember Bing Bong from Inside Out? He wasn't actually Riley's imaginary friend. He was a monster from Monsters, Inc. He came to Riley to collect her laugh energy when she was just 3 years old. Riley remembered Bing Bong as her imaginary friend because they had so much fun together and she couldn't tell if he was real or not. Even though the memory of Bing Bong vanished to save Joy from Inside Out, he's still alive and well and collecting laughs from other boys and girls from Monsters, Inc. 2020 has just gotten even crazier, part 2. China has recently developed an artificial moon and plans to release it this year. Scientists have begun preparing to launch a giant satellite in resemblance to the moon in the city of Chengdu. The plan would be to replace all street lamps in China and keep urban areas bright and safe. This moon satellite is supposed to be 8 times brighter than the moon and could even be controlled by humans. Imagine being able to turn the moon on and off each night if it's too bright. Do you think technology is going too far here, and will people even be able to sleep at night? This restaurant in Alabama is completely free for anyone who visits. At Drexel and Honeybee's restaurant, the menu changes daily, but the prices do not. Owners Freddie and Lisa have committed to serving anyone who wants to eat there completely for free. Their mission statement is feed the need, and the way they operate is completely on donations. If someone can afford the food, they can donate any price they feel like. However, if someone lacks money, their meal is completely free. The goal of this restaurant is to feed anyone in need. If you visit this amazing restaurant, how much would you give? I'm gonna make your childhood even better, part 4. I bet everyone here recognizes Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Well, their voice actors got married in real life. Brucey and Wayne first met while casting their voice acting roles together and then started dating on the job. They then secretly married 5 years later because they didn't want their relationship to get in the way of their jobs. This romance perfectly shows Minnie and Mickey's relationship with each other and continues to live on through the magic of Disney.
Wow, I didn't know it did that.
Researchers have discovered an underwater Stonehenge, which is over 10,000 years old. While searching for shipwrecks, archaeologists found something crazy at the bottom of Lake Michigan. It resembled something just like Stonehenge, but it was at the bottom of the lake. What was really crazy was that on one of the granite stones, there was a carving of an extinct mastodon. Scientists are still baffled by what kind of tool people could have used 10,000 years ago to carve a mastodon into the granite, because granite's an extremely hard mineral. The mystery lives on, and this Stonehenge must have been during the last ice age when Lake Michigan was dry. Who knows what other secrets could be lying down here? Here's some shower thoughts that'll make you question your life. Part 4. Isn't parkour just the adult version of the floor is lava? Why when we air is it cold, and when we air is it warm? When an alarm goes off, isn't it just turning on?
You're telling me this whole time this bitch opens and closes? I've been going over it this whole time for nothing? Time to shower. It's fucking...
Just give me the lights and pass the joe. What's another buckle of more? Girl, let me know my sights and I got to know which one is gonna catch my flow.
And I present these to my kids when they're joining the Google Meet. I shared a free template that's in my bio, but I just found something super cool on PowerPoint where there's like a whole store of these little icons. So you're gonna go to Insert at the top, you're gonna go to Pictures, and then you're gonna go to Stock Images. After clicking stock images, go to icons, and then you're gonna see a ton pop up. There's even a search bar so you can search things like earlier I searched the word school, and a ton of like school related items popped up. Once you find one you like, you'll just click it, press insert, and it pops up as a transparent icon that you can drag and resize. But I've been Googling like transparent icons and then even using remove background on ones that I like, but this is really cool. Now, there's not everything I want, but it's definitely a cool option.
Guys, I discovered this really cool life hack online and I was like, what? There's no way.
Show me the life hack that you randomly saw one day that is now an unconscious standard practice in your life.
Tell me you discovered a life hack without telling me you discovered a life hack.
Oh.
Okay, seriously, how did I never know about this? Top level management is in control of the long-term objectives and goals of the business. What the heck?
I was today years old when I learned that Winnie the Pooh got his shirt from Mickey Mouse. I bet you were today years old when you learned that Winnie the Pooh was originally a girl.
Oh my gosh, guys. So I was today's years old when I found out that you can actually use the search bar in Snapchat memories. Like, do you know how many times I've spent scrolling through trying to find a certain thing?
Hey, we got the accent challenge. Shout with me today, promo 10. Bing. Alright, number 1, we got Beanie. Number 2, we got Heat. Number 3, we got It. Number 4, we got Beat.
How did bathrooms work in medieval castles? Obviously there wasn't any plumbing, so the bathrooms were built into the castle walls. You'd walk into something like this, take a seat and do your thing. Or if it was a fancier castle, it would look like this. These are the bathrooms. And then after you drop one, it goes down this chute right here, which goes either into the moat or into a pit for someone to clean up. Bikini Bottom was formed by nuclear bomb testings, hear me out. Between 1946 and 1958, the United States set off 23 nuclear bomb tests on the islands of Bikini Atoll, which is a similar name to Bikini Bottom. I believe these tests created Bikini Bottom and the people that live there, which would explain how all the creatures talk, and why one of their popular magazines is Toxic Waste Monthly, because it's a nuclear test site. But this is the most convincing part. This is an actual picture of a bomb going off at Bikini Atoll, and this is a clip from SpongeBob. Looks familiar.
You know how they said these masks are only single use? Well, they're wrong. They just want to keep taking your money. Turns out you can actually throw them in the washer several times and they'll still work. Let me demonstrate. So this mask is fresh out of the washer. A good way to tell if it works is if you try to blow out a candle and it is still lit. Good as new.
Right guys, just found out about this hack. If you haven't got a coin for a trolley, take your house key, pop it in, job's a good one.
How old were you when you realized? Part 12. Yo, so the real reason milk jugs have dents in them is because if they go bad, it's supposed to pop out like this and let you know that it's bad. Yo, why am I just not figuring this out? Like, what the? Oh! Okay, so apparently the Goo Lagoon is actually water pollution. Yo, how come I never noticed this? What? Okay, so if you type the word cool with the brackets around it in the comments, it makes a creepy ass TikTok emoji. Go ahead, try it. Okay, now wait a damn minute. So you're telling me that the big lighters are actually still the same size as the small ones? Yo, my life has literally been a lie. Yo, please tell me I'm not the only one that didn't know this. So apparently Sid from Toy Story is actually the garbage man in Toy Story 3. Yo, am I really the only one that's just now noticing this? There's no way this is true, bro. So in the movie Up, Carl would always wear ties, but he never knew how to put one on himself. So he had his wife do it for him. But when she passed away, he wore a bow tie to the funeral because no one was there to put a tie on for him. What?
When someone ever tells you that you don't look nice, you tell them you never did. You're in art, and art wasn't supposed to look nice. It was supposed to make you feel something. Like me.
iPhone users, did you guys know that the back of your phone where the Apple is located has a special function and feature? Let me show you. So you're going to go to your home screen and then you're going to go to settings. Once you're in settings, you're going to click accessibility. You're going to go to touch and scroll all the way down to back tap. Once you're there, you can choose double tap or triple tap. I'm just going to choose double tap. And these are the different functions your phone can do if you tap the back of your phone. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to choose screenshot. So there. All right, so you grab your phone and I'm going to double tap in the back. And you see there, it took a screenshot. Try it out, check it out. I just learned about this today.
Here's some mind-blowing movie facts. Toy Story edition. Sid the Bully actually became a garbage man to rescue toys from being thrown away. Buzz Lightyear was originally named Lunar Larry, but the producers decided to rename him after Buzz Aldrin. Andy's parents were actually divorced, which is why we never got to see his dad in the movies. The toys are actually immortal, and they'll live forever unless something destroys them. In the Toy Story movies, the books that are on the bookshelves are actually names of original Pixar films. Due to a low budget in the first Toy Story movie, all of Andy's friends are just replicas of himself.
Things that my car can do that you couldn't. If my door is open, and nobody want to close it, I just hit this button up twice, 1, 2, and the door will close. Hey!
Mind-blowing movie facts, SpongeBob edition. Plankton actually met Pearl's real dad, who was in jail. Patrick and Gary are actually first cousins. SpongeBob was actually named Sponge Boy, but the show had to change it due to copyright reasons. Squidward is not a squid. He's actually an octopus. Bikini Bottom was a nuclear testing site, and that's why a lot of the characters are mutated. I was today years old when I learned that all the Disney princesses are actually teenagers. Snow White was the youngest Disney princess at 14 years old. This really ruins my Disney innocence. How old were you when you realized in Monsters Inc. 2319 stands for white sock? W is 23 and 19 is S. I bet you were today years old when you learned that Boo's name is actually Mary. Mind-blowing movie facts, Finding Nemo edition. The baby turtle from Moana is actually a younger crush from Finding Nemo. Marlin and Dory had to swim through 74,472 jellyfish before escaping to the other side. This boy from Finding Nemo was reading an Incredibles comic. The movie The Incredibles wasn't even released till a year later. Bruce the shark had 202 teeth, and every single one was animated. Boo from Monsters Inc. had a Finding Nemo pet, and Finding Nemo wasn't even released until 2 years later. I was today years old when I realized the clouds in the original Super Mario Bros. Are just recolored bushes. I bet you were today years old when you realized that Peach is actually Bowser Jr.'s mom.
How old were you when you realized? Part 13. Okay, so apparently the little switch on your fan actually has a purpose. So if you flip it up, it makes it warmer in your room. And if you flip it down, it makes it colder. Why has no one ever told me this? Like, what the? Oh! Yo, so you can actually grab a random spray bottle nozzle and fit it on any kind of water bottle. But like, was anybody ever gonna tell me this? Like, what? So if you type the word wow with the brackets around it in the comments, it makes a creepy ass TikTok emoji. Go ahead, try it. Please tell me I'm not the only one that didn't know this. So apparently the drawer on your stove is actually for storing warm food and not for pots and pans. Yo, why am I just not figuring this out? There is no way. So when you go and buy King's Hawaiian sweet rolls, you're actually supposed to bake them before you eat them. Yo, I've literally been eating these wrong my entire life. Yo, wait a damn minute. So you're telling me that you can actually take out the juice from the Juicy Drop Pop candy?
I have 5 kids and I was today years old when I found this. How did I not know about this sooner?